Everybody seems to have asked me today how I've never heard this album. And the simple matter of it is, it's a common case of I've only ever heard the hits. Have you ever listened to this album straight through?
I don't think so.
I definitely have not. Have you ever heard this album straight through? You ever just sat down and crunched out Master of Puppets? Because I, my friends, have not. And it seems like it's one of those albums that I really just should have done. I'm sure I've heard the song Master of Puppets. You know, like, again, I'm sure I've heard the hits. I've just not sat down and listened to this. It's just not something that I was doing. When I was listening, the metal I was listening to early on was very specific and kind of like centrally located around what my Uncle John had me listening to the most. Metallica wasn't it. It was stuff like Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath. It was Led Zeppelin. It was Rush. It was stuff like that. So Metallica just never hit me that way. I do hear some people say it's pop before it's metal, or it's not as metal as it should be, or it's digestible metal. Whatever you wanna say, I'm not quite sure. What
One of my students, I was a high school teacher last year, and one of my students gave me a few metal songs, so I have a playlist, and it's the Metallica song is "Screaming Suicide."
That just sounds like a
I think
metal
I
name.
liked it.
That's such a metal name. It's hard rock. So, okay.
That's all I really know.
Yeah, guys, this is what I've got. Regardless of what you would define it as, I've not heard it. I hear a lot of people say that this is a wonderful album and definitely worth the time, so I'm gonna hop in. I fall into the club of Metallica. I've only heard the hits of what you might hear on the radio. So we'll just see if we like the music and not focus so much on defining its genre. Let's just see if it defines our tastes. You know what I mean? Does it hit us in a big way? So, guys, I'm gonna hit the play button on this thing. Before I do, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. Did I make you yawn? Let me know. Guys, I lost my place in my spiel because I yawned there. My bad. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, join us on Twitch. These people over here are the actual best people. Come hang out with us. Come discover music with us. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. We would love to have you by. One last time, guys, have you heard this album? A lot of people tell me that people don't discover music by watching reaction channels. So I ask this question at the beginning of every video to show people that people really do discover music watching this stuff together. So identify yourself on a first time listen. Do me that favor. How many do you know any of these songs for sure off the top of your head, babe?
Let me see. I was about to write first timer.
First timer? Okay. All right, guys.
Let me check though. Actually, just press play.
Hopping in. First song is Battery. Let's check it out. Holy cats, it's got Master of Puppets has
Holy
1
cat.
billion views. It's got a
That
billion.
does sound like a familiar title. It's obviously the album.
Battery. You think it's like an actual battery or like with fists? I love the acoustic guitar minis. Ooh. Fist, not plus or minus. Whoa. Lars sings, right? I know I stopped it there. I got actually emailed by KEXP's lawyer today, so I'm much more conscientious about whether or not I'm going to hit the play button and when I hit the play button and within how many seconds I hit the play button. So James sings. Got it. James Hetfield sings. Got it. No Lars on drums. Hey, thank you for that, guys. Now I don't feel like such a dingleberry. Let's go back to the beginning of the lyrics. It kind of does have like I'm not trying to say trying to compare things, but I do hear elements of things that you might hear in like Iron Maiden, like early Iron Maiden, or what I have heard of like Megadeth. I've only listened to I think 2 albums by Megadeth, but I know that Mustaine started in Metallica and then went elsewhere. But this is really, 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 really pushing hard and heavy. And you have these like kind of very melodic heaviness, this melodic heaviness to it. So it doesn't feel so like grunged and in your face. It feels like there's distinguishable tones here. Yo, Thoji, thank you. This is what we came for. I want to go back to it. It's crazy when I hear this. I'm absolutely in my brain thinking to myself that the album Petrodraconic Apocalypse 100% took inspiration from this and just ran with it. And I love that because Giz 100%, as you guys know, that's one of my favorite albums. The metal albums, all of them, I really, really, really love.
I don't know if I've listened to that album yet.
I don't think you've listened to that one yet. But I would even say a little bit of the same from maybe some songs on Infest the Rat's Nest, which, of course, I've heard Metallica before, but this is just a very different thing than what you might hear in, like, Nothing Else Matters or Enter Sandman, Are they cool now? Or like Hetfield Mustaine cool now? What's like, I hear there's some kind of, there's some kind of back and forth. In fact, everybody, just feel free to talk about that in the comment section because I would love to know. You have no idea how much we learn just reading the comment section about the bands we're listening to. Mustaine's a dick. I love the riff here. Yeah, this is lit. So, in this, I'm expecting it to, like, I'm honestly kind of expecting it to be a Giz song with this part, like, da-dun. Like, in these transitions, you get these crazy, like, time signature changes. You go into these different parts that present fronting leads.
I kind of like it.
You like this?
I kind of do.
You like melodic metal. I love that. If you kind of like this, you're going to like the PDA stuff, babe. For sure, and Rat's Nest.
It'll definitely grow on me.
This is ripping. This wouldn't be thrash, would it? This doesn't fall in the thrash subgenre? I think that this song reminds me of Venusian 1. You guys think so? I feel like maybe a little bit Planet B. Definitely has a Rat's Nest vibe to me, though. And I say that if you are watching this video on YouTube because you really like Metallica and you've not listened to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, you certainly need to. And I think that the entry points for you as a fan of this album, the Master of Puppets, you should listen to Infest the Rat's Nest or Petro Draconic Apocalypse by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. I think that for you, those are your entry points. Ooh, very nice doo-wop. Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm really loving this. I just love screaming fast guitars like this, really fast drum work. Just fat guitar tones, really chugging along. Ooh. Sorry, I got excited for a moment thinking that was the end. I was over here talking to chat. I really love that. That really opens up with such a hard-hitting energy, you know? And you come in, and it really does present these really awesome alternating guitar tones where you have these leads that kind of change tones as you go through them. You have these guitar mini parts. I mean, that whole thing intro, like, lest we forget the intro here, starts here, right? Like, you get this nice little acoustic thing, this really deep presence, this guitar mini thing, and then you get these like massively huge wailing leads and riff stuff. And I think the riffs about it really speak the loudest song. It definitely feels like an homage to Sabbath also with Master of Puppets. You know what I mean? I feel like, actually, didn't you just listen to Black Sabbath's Masters album?
I thought I listened to Paranoid. Did I listen?
No, oh, you did. Okay, you listened to Paranoid. Yeah, no, Master of Reality is just one of the coolest albums.
To Sabbath?
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I've only listened to Paranoid and whatever Mr. Crowley.
And I guess you only listened to that one because you wanted to wear the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Well,
no, that's not exactly.
I know, I was just teasing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do wonder, and maybe it's just, coincidence, and it's just that they're both metal albums, you know what I mean? But either way, so Master of Puppets, admittedly, I do believe that this is a song I have heard before. I certainly 100% never sat and listened critically. I feel like I've only ever heard it in passing. I definitely could not in my life have told you that this was an 8-minute and 35-second song. But it kind of makes me wonder if this is almost, I don't know, like a dragon kind of thing from Giz. Let's see. The bombastics of the drums are nice. I never saw Stranger Things. Oh, dude. I love the meter change there. What's this about? The vocal effects that they have going here are kind of interesting too, because if you listen to this, stereo people, headphone listeners, identify yourselves. So when you hear his voice here, he'll go master, right? And you'll hear it in the left ear, bounce to the right ear, and come back. It's like it goes into one ear and out the other. It's almost kind of like their editing has that happening. And then you're talking about, addiction here. Chop your breakfast on a mirror. End of passion play, crumbling way. I'm your source of self-destruction. Veins that pump with fear, sucking darkest clear. Leading on death's construction, on your death's construction. Taste me, you will see. More is all you need. Dedicated to how I'm killing you. Yeah, that definitely feels like it's gripping and ripping an addiction, huh? You know, I'm sitting here thinking about this, and my whole life growing up, I was not allowed to listen to Metallica, right? Because it's metal, it's like scary, it's got this dark image, it's heavy, it embraces kind of a heavier kind of a darkness or a darker spirit to it. But these guys are singing about some really gnarly real life stuff, right? Like addiction, like the perspective of somebody with an addiction. And I feel like this is 100% something that maybe is a conversation to have. And I've kind of since had the conversation with my parents. Like, I feel like there was a lot of great music that could have been a good conversation to have, instead of just like, hey, don't listen to that. Like, let's talk about why, and what it is that this art might be conveying, and talking about the source of it. I feel like a lot of times we need to explain to people what it is the art really means, because otherwise it just gets judged at face value. Sarah, thank you for the happy birthday. I friggin' love you, lady. You're actually fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, though, I feel like in this context, this is actually because I got to tell you, I growing up in the church, I knew plenty of people that in the church had addictions, and might have found a way to relate to this, and maybe this song could have explained their message in a way. And I feel like being able to have that conversation is important. And I'm not sitting here trying to like dunk on my parents because my parents have like since been like we maybe wouldn't have done things the same way,
Mhm.
but I do think music like this has a real heaviness to it, and sometimes those are heavy conversations has to happen. Um,
So you didn't listen to any metal or like Black Sabbath or anything till 18?
no, it was Uncle John, my mom's twin brother. He had just this crazy CD collection. And I would get to go over to Uncle John's house. When I would go over to Uncle John's house and hang out with
You
my cousin
listen.
Blaine, I would always raid his CD collection, and I would be going through and like looking at stuff. And it was always the album covers that really got me. And I can remember seeing Iron Maiden album covers and, just being like, whoa, kind of seeing the
Number
comic booky element to it. And then that's when he would like be like, oh, you should listen to Sabbath. And so the first real rock and roll superhero to me, like this first musical superhero to me was Ozzy Osbourne, because I'm watching,
mm,
like in the formative years of listening, like I'm hearing early Sabbath, but then I'm also seeing, the Osbournes start coming out on public TV and stuff. So it's like it was kind of just a random time to
yeah.
to really like
Oh, so it was on when you were listening to Ozzy,
in
just
my
getting into
earliest,
him?
yeah, and
Oh,
it
okay.
was
See,
like
I watched that,
very
but I never listened
and
to
it was
him. I just
so
watched the show.
very early in that time period, right? So to me, not only was this guy like this rock and roller that like just went crazy and played with this band that had these guitar sounds that I couldn't possibly make with my acoustic guitar at that
Mhm.
time. I could connect that guy also had like a family, and he was like, kind of there was this duality nature to him. And that was my first real impression of metal. But really, outside of those times, going to Uncle John's house and having almost this like this feeling that I had a morbid fascination with music because it was like
Mm,
dark music, right? Like
mm.
outside of that, it wasn't until I got into college that I started really branching out into music. And it certainly after psychedelics was when I was like, okay, I need to actually seek out music and try to like stuff.
I think that's pretty normal because, like in high school, I listened to rap and pretty much straight up
Her
rap.
most listened to high school album is Get Rich or Die
But in college,
Trying.
I started exploring and listening to
Uncle
everything.
John didn't have a band, just a desire. He did sound for a band, and so I never got to go and see that band because I was too young. But
I thought you were talking about the song Uncle John's Band
no,
for a second.
I get it. That's nuts, man. It's so interesting that they're singing from the perspective of the drug and its pull on the person. I'm not even gonna lie, most of this is only vaguely familiar. Like, I certainly cannot say I've sat here and listened to this song critically at all. I've only ever heard the song in passing. This is like by far more I've listened to it in my whole life in this like one sitting. Ooh. I love when they slow down into these slow kind of chorusy, ethereal, reverby kind of dark moments.
Yeah, I like this.
With the strings.
That was the same song.
Oh! I've got a tone boner from the guitar minis. never heard this. Bro, it's so expressive. And the guitar harmonies played through these delays and these reverbs. I really want to just hear that again. Honestly, that had such a delicacy to it, even though it was played hard, right? Like, and in my brain, the way I'm imagining this guitar part being played is really just like really, really, really soft, even though it sounds like it's really metally, right? I feel like it's really soft, but really loud. So it's got this soft, delicate sound to it, almost this like hand on a shoulder kind of feeling, but it's like a hand on the shoulder that means enough to like drop you to your knees because you just needed somebody's, like some kind of friendly touch. But then it transitions and it kind of goes further. It honestly, it really does remind me of like kind of a like tough love moment from your friend where you just, I don't... The one that died in the airplane. Like, these guitar harmonies are just really, really, really nice. I really, really, really love the work. I mean, it's big and ballsy and just nice, but it's not gratuitous. It doesn't feel like it has to, like, wave its dick around and be like, we're hard. It's got feelings. It's like hard rock with feelings, for sure. So it's like he's now talking, like he's now confronting his master, like the addiction or the thing he's addicted to. And then you get that like moment where he just kind of freaks out, and then just from there is like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. It's interesting because this is certainly such a hard rocking sound, but it's also very much like a lot of anger mixed with a lot of feelings, and I really, really, really like that. But it's feelings deeper than just anger. It's kind of like actual man. Yo, thank you for the happy birthday. What's up, bro, doggo? The walk up. Na-na-na-na-na. This is by far my favorite part. Thanks for the fish food.
Just a rhyme without a reason. Never
probably used for the wife who brings a guy fish food.
You're welcome.
So, this song is broken up in 3 sections. The opening third is the drug getting in its hooks and the desire. The middle instrumental is the high. The end of the song, eighths of the song, is the come down and the crash out. Ooh. I mean, right now, this is... I've certainly never heard all of that before. That song is so much bigger and more amazing than, like, the little bit of, like, the master that you hear when you walk around. Like, you certainly do not see it as anything other than just, like, a song that people know that is metal. Does that make any sense at all? I don't. It gives.
Can you say that again? I don't know.
I said I feel like this is just one of those songs that people say that they know as like the metal song that people say that they know, but they don't really actually know what it's about. You know what I mean?
There were a lot of parts that didn't sound metally, right?
There totally were, but then also it was very, in a lot of ways, like melodic. It had like kind of a prog thing going for it, where it would go up and down, and it changed a lot of ways. Like as far as time signatures, it changed like moments of softness and hardness. And again, it was kind of broken up into those different standpoints. I really, really, really loved it. As far, as the strong to start, there's no doubt, strong start with 2 of your favorite metal songs. Those are both really, really, really good. And again, I think maybe thrash is an easy subgenre of rock and roll for me to like, because it's so gratuitous and it's fast guitar playing. And like, if you paired thrash with good lyricism, you have kind of an interesting contrast of music when, you know, you hear happy songs that are thrash metal, or you hear like I mean, it's such a good format to like kind of scream about something you're angry about. Like in Giz's case, it would have been environmentalism, and in this case, it's talking addiction, and like, you know, home problems. I really love that. I mean, honestly, yeah, guys, Twitch is going to make me run an ad. I will be back in a few. Be right back. All right, guys. Let's get into the latter side of this. The next song is The Thing That Should Not Be. Let me know, guys, what is your favorite song within the album here, if you have one? Here we go. Ooh. These acoustic sounds. So Master of Puppets seems... you've got such a cool change of timing here. That bass drum just pops. It's like if Geddy Lee sang from his throat instead of his nose, you have this guy. Primus covers this. The drumscape is really nice. You know, Saijan, I gotta be honest. Your comment right there is really one of the things that makes me love doing this channel so much. Is I have so many of those moments in my life, right? Like those moments where, like, for whatever reason, some random song hits me in some random place in life that sticks with me for the rest of my life, and I always remember that vibe, that rock, right? And just to your point, the exact same thing as that scene in Wayne's World where they're doing Bohemian Rhapsody. You know, I think all of us kind of have a vibe or a song that we can give you that is the equivalent of that to our lives. And when I get to hear the stories of other people's, I'm just as tickled as I am in the scene of Wayne's World when I see those guys rocking out to Bohemian Rhapsody. Because we've all got homies that we've done stuff like that with. How many people did you rap Get Rich or Die Trying to? Quite a bit. Yeah. Ooh. Party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne. The drums are so nice there. And their use of the acoustic guitar, right? Their use of the acoustic guitar within this is also really nice. They have such a powerful command of these riffs. Like, it really does. Like, their riffs are just nothing but balls, right? Like, they're all balls. Just balls. I heard they saved a ton of money on studio recording though, because they didn't have to use any mids.
Mids?
They scooped all of the mids in the album. They saved so much money. They didn't have to use any of the mids.
I don't get it.
They didn't use like 33% of a sound spectrum.
Because it's like heavy?
I'm just making a guitar joke. They scooped the mids. guitar players. Am I right?
I don't know that yet.
I know. It's funny because it's something that only guitar player nerds get, and so.
I mean, I know about like some things.
Oh, I know. That's
Like
just such a
overdrive and
specific. I'm so
distortion
proud of you for knowing that too.
and
Of
fuzz.
which there is much overdrive and distortion in this album.
Yeah,
Less
I can
fuzz.
tell.
I like how some of you's got it. Whoa. That's a squealing, nice, fuzzy, chonky thing, wasn't it? Yeah, like this part might have been where you hear some fuzz right here. Like on that solo. With like some fuzz and some wah pedal, if I had to guess. Like you soldered them yourself, juggling electrons? Like you made a big muff by yourself? The drums make me so happy. I want to revisit the bass drum here because it really doesn't do what you expect it to do at any given point. You just get this dud. I think the wah pedal was just made cool in the 70s and late 60s. Zappa was definitely guilty of it. Hendrix. Dude. I've certainly never heard this song. I can't decide what I think it's about, right? Like it, because in some ways it feels very much like it's pointed, but it also feels kind of like it's spiritual. It kind of feels like it's a story. It kind of feels comic booky in its own right, but it also kind of feels like it's intentionally taking on like a spiritual conversation of like the darkness and light, so to speak, right? I definitely am kind of interested in that. It's about the thing that should not be. Yeah. I still think as of right now, Master of Puppets is the huge, you know, that thing. I don't think I do. I don't know anything about Lovecraftian horrors. This definitely has like a dun 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 dun. Yeah, I mean it's absolutely chugging. There's certainly a train push to this. Kind of sad that they board faded it. Forget music makes Walt watch Lovecraftian horror. Forget music make Walt watch Lovecraftian horror. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Cosmic horror. I still no idea. No idea. This one is Welcome Home Sanitarium. Love the harmonics there. No, guys, look, I don't know horror stuff because I'm a big old baby. I'm a big old friggin' pooter when it comes to getting scared and stuff, okay? This is just things I know about myself, okay? Like, I am a person that won't be afraid that something's going to happen to me. I'll just wake up and sit and think about dark stuff, and it keeps me awake. And I just don't like being awake and thinking about dark and demented stuff. Some people have the ability to just walk away from whatever it is and not think about it. I took a date one time, a long time ago, to see a Paranormal Activity movie, and I'm totally cool all throughout the movie, all throughout the date. I'm like, yeah, this is a fine time, whatever. Not really my taste in movies, but whatever. I get home, I lay down, I go to bed. I'm all by myself in an apartment, and I'm thinking to myself, what if I do some crazy stuff? No one's here to tell me, right? Like, so yeah, I just dark and scary kind of stuff is one of those things where I just know that I will end up like letting it live in my brain rent free in a not terrible, not like that I'm afraid of it, but in just that I have a morbid, I cannot stop thinking about it for whatever reason kind of thing.
Thinking about what?
Horror films and scary stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't do creepies. I don't
either.
do yeah. It's just not who I am. I was just telling him I'm a big old babe. Just a little.
Yeah, babe.
I watched music videos that I felt were a little too like scary for me sometimes. Rammstein, there's this music video about a Sandman, and the German Sandman is just like, whoa, not at all what our Sandman is, let me tell you. Don't watch that video. German fairy tales are metal, no doubt. Sigh, you pegged it. I really want to hear the intro again. That lead in the intro of this song might have been truly my favorite moment of the album. There was just something really nice about the way that hard sounding hitting thing comes in after a pretty intense ending with a thing that should not be, right? And then you get into this real kind of nice sound here. You get this really, really lovely lead. These delays kind of just pop off and flake out, but then you've got this beep kind of thing. Yo, 9 months. Yo, you just like we're the pregnant thing is nice. We got a stream baby, Furious Pacifist. That's awesome of you, man. Thank you. This it really says so much. There is a really interesting thing about Metallica that I don't know that I ever necessarily realized until I find myself listening to this album, and it's that they have this ability to kind of have these moments where you really do ask these deep, huge, like existential questions, right? Like, and you're really confronting big life problems through conversation and through lyricism and through music. And you're approaching them very honestly, right? Like you're really talking about stuff. Like you're really, really, really doing some honest talking through your art. And as you hear these transition pieces, you know, you go, he's got a voice that sounds like it's being very aggressive, but he's saying things that are very, you know, you don't typically expect a person that's yelling or shouting to be asking deep, you know, existential questions, or to be talking about these, you know, deep longing, you know, hard feelings to have. Sleep, my friend, and you will see the dream is my reality. They keep me locked up in this cage, can't they see it's why my brain says rage. And then when they transition, it transitions with the feeling of the song. It's harmonies. They towed the line so well of playing really hard and really, really, really delicately. And again, I would say similarly in this album that so much of this has really just been really actually kind of soft playing. It sounds soft, but it just sounds loud. But like you capture such a delicacy with such a noise, and then you hear them doing these solos kind of in thirds, which is very much like an Iron Maiden, like a Bruce Dickinson kind of thing. You know, hearing those guitar tones, but are we hearing the like a lead guitar player? This is the last song on side one. Got it. Are we hearing the lead singer do the guitar harmonies with the other guitar player? Like, explain to me the band situation. This is just an album with so much more delicacy than I thought it would. You know, you don't expect to get this when you get a metal album. And I feel like maybe it's those things that would have people telling me that Metallica isn't like actually a metal band. But I would argue that it's like, these are some pretty tough dudes that are displaying some pretty heavy feelings. And I would almost say it's got to be more difficult to be the really tough dude displaying the really heavy feelings. Because if you have the image of having like being a really tough dude, you get treated differently. You have a different set of expectations that are placed upon you. And I feel like a lot of metal bands fall into that. I feel like there was a period where a lot of rock stars were just expected to party and go crazy. And then you ended up with people that are like Motley Crue, right? And having some crazy stories like that, or Ozzy. Like, and yeah, there's an element where just that's going to happen because that's like what you kind of set those people up to do. But to put such a delicateness into this genre actually really stands out to me as kind of a like a Bamf move, you know what I mean? Like, they were tough enough dudes to let themselves have feelings in this format of rock and roll. My fear of what's out there, cannot breathe the open air. Whisper things into my brain, assuring me that I'm insane. They think our heads are in their hands, but violent use brings violent plans. Keep him tight and makes him well. He's getting going in the transitions from like kind of the slower parts into this hard, like anxious part. I love the chugging. Chugging. Got some death to do. Golly day. That's like saying my love for you is like a truck. I got some death to do. Here it is. Who plays this solo? Their adjusted time signatures, their Caesura moments. The drum runs. Hey, have a good one, Snake Fetus. You know, and if you had only ever heard the song Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, you would not think that this was in their wheelhouse, right? Like, maybe you might, but I feel like this gives you just a much wider impression. I like hearing the inner workings between the two guitar players, like hearing how they kind of play off of each other, how you have like the inner working of the solo and the lead, and then again that they can guitar-harmonize, like to know that their rhythm guitar player and singer is like also like a formidable guitar player and you know, in his own right. It's good to know. It's definitely harder than you find yourself liking. Do you typically get into metal-y stuff? Nice. Just this is like get jacked music. Like so like not daily driver music. Yeah, that's literally, I would just say, like, in my context, not daily driver music. It's heavy. There's no doubt. It's absolutely heavy. But there is a melodicness to it that I really, really, really like. Like, in the times I've tried to listen to, like, Slayer or something, I have had that scary, like, I didn't necessarily hear the melodic thing to it. It was just nothing but, like, kind of chugging stuff. This isn't like that. I feel like there is a real big sentimentality to this that kind of makes these hard parts kind of fun to go through. It slows down. I actually think this was maybe my second favorite on the album. I still think Master of Puppets was just a really good song. I guess that's how you end up with 1 billion plays, though. Disposable Heroes. Oh, man. Are there lyrics on a Genius or something? I love this part. This chugging, I really... That I really liked that part. That doon 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 doon. That was one of the coolest parts. That come on. That I loved that. Oh, thank you for the Genius. Oh man. I love that crowd chant, right? Like whenever you have these like powerful moments of crowd chant, there's just something so fun and exciting and energetic, like that back to the front. There's something fun about it, dude. This is exactly the kind of song you lose your voice to singing along at the concert. You know what I mean? This is really heavy imagery. Like this feels like it's definitely like an anti-war kind of song. Like it's definitely going in on like from the metal route though, of being like, hey, there are bodies on the ground. But then it's like, you know, you're coming at it from like a, this is obviously bad, right? Like, why are we doing this, guys? Well, one way to kill a vibe is war. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to really like sour somebody's vibe or good time, war is gonna. That's the way. That's how to do it. And I would probably say my favorite metal album is Black Sabbath Volume 4.
Back to the front. You will do what I say when I say back to the front. You will die when I say you must die. Back to the front. You coward. You servant. You blind man.
Dude. I'm gonna run the solo back because I'm really impressed with it, and I think you might like it. I really liked this.
You blind man.
After you blind man, it at first doesn't really sound like it punches through the mix, but then it just sends full through. So you have this. Right here.
I do like it.
That part right there just. Going from scale to scale, like doing these scale jumping, like, but like there is an element of like there's certainly sweet picking in this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that feels like some mega sweet picking. But it's like you're going from different scales, like minor scales into like major scales. So sometimes it feels like the moment of the solo has this like huge uplifting moment. So it's like you're going from something that feels like really kind of and it has this really big like, oh, and we're here now. I really love the way it follows. And then we're doing another transition into like a solo or instrumental, if I had to guess. Or no, probably not.
Back to the front. You will do what I say when I say back to the front. You will die when I say you must die. Back to the front. You coward. You servant. You blind man. Back to the front. Back to the front. Back to the front. Back to the front. Back to the front.
I love the chugging and how hard it flies. How do you feel? I appreciate that they don't board fade there. That makes me happy. How do you guys feel like they did recreating their own music live? Have any of you heard, like, watched them? I imagine you don't end up being as big an act as they are without, like, being able to really rip live for at least a period, right? Like, you can't be that big and go to their concerts and people be like, yeah, they sucked.
No, I feel like they do a performance for sure.
Like, they've got to have a pretty big act, I would guess. Like, I've certainly, I once smoked a joint in a Cypress Hill pit at a metal festival. Yes, Cypress Hill were embraced by a lot of the of the metal community. Oh, I love it. They were great live, especially during the 80s and 90s. Okay. So this next one, we've only got 3 to go, and we've got Leper Messiah here, which is kind of interesting imagery because the Messiah like healed people of leprosy. And so like the Leper Messiah in this context, well, in my summation is that they're saying this with irony, right? Like intentional. So the Moscow concert. Okay. It's a reference to Ziggy Stardust and RJD. Got it. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Spineless from the start, sucked into the pot, circus comes to town. You play the lead while Blaze, spreading his disease, living by his story. Knees, falling to your knees, suffer for his glory.
Whoa. What do you mean 2.6 mil there, Ninja Cat? What's that number in reference to? Is that how many people were at the concert? No way.
I thought it was this music video budget or something.
Oh.
People?
The amount of people, 2.6 million
People?
people at the concert.
No way.
How do you put an event on like that? How do you that was the Soviet era? How do you get sound out to 2 point and like largest concert of all time? It sounds kind of creepy, but also kind of like I want to watch it. That's like nuts.
Yeah.
I know that Russia and Belarus specifically both block a lot of videos and music that get uploaded. So it makes me wonder, like, how Metallica was able to go play.
What year was that?
Yeah, when did they play? This is the first I've ever heard of anything like that. An estimate is probably inflated by 20. Okay, so like even at 20, that's still over 1 million. Even if it's 20 to roughly 40% inflated, that's over 1 million. Like, how do you seat 1 million people? Where was it just open in field? Like, and then
Billy the Garden
I don't
Boy.
understand. Over 1 million.
That's cool.
Golly. It just seems like a nightmare. It feels like people, no matter what, people die at a concert that big. There's no way that they don't. Like 1 million people. Over 1 million people.
Marvel at his tricks. Need your Sunday fix. Blind devotion cave. Running your brain. Cave. Join the endless tape. Taken by his glamour. Infection is the game. Stinking drunk with power. We see.
I love the bass drum there.
Time for life, time to kiss your life goodbye. Take me money, take me great, heaven you will meet. Make a contribution and you'll get the better seat. Proud to Leper Messiah.
I love this tone. You have that bass drum. I love it. It really just punches you in the heart and gut with sound. Thanks, Donnie. The lead is so ripping. That runs so hard. Oh, I honestly, that riff at the end was probably one of my favorite of the whole thing. Like just of the whole album. Da 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 da.
I liked that one too.
Oh,
Are you
Ryan.
surprised?
Oh, Ryan, I am kind of surprised that you have liked any of this. Orion has no lyrics. Close your eyes and enjoy the ride. Okay, and this is, I think, one some of you. Boar, was this the one that you said was your favorite? I'm totally down for that. We got to run an ad. I will be right back. Rubber Soul is my answer. Guys, let's get back to it, shall we? Looks like Orion is next, and it's an instrumental. Rubber Soul. This is unironically like one of my favorite sounds I've heard on the album so far. Kind of has a new wavy thing. Not anymore, baby. Let's go. It really is more soundscapey than you give it credit, because you do have these moments where there's this like kind of sound happening there in the background. There's like this kind of itch sound to it. There's this tension to it, and it where it goes from place to place already. I went back a little too far there. You've got this train thing, but then it switches on you in the middle. Right there. And you get comfortable in a sound, and then they change it on you and transition into a new chugger. Honestly, I could see the argument, and I feel like I've already kind of spoken on it throughout this, but I could see that, you know, Metallica comes in as a prog influenced for sure, with all of the dynamics, the transitionary runs, like the changing in time signatures, the different vibes, the sounds that they incorporate from part to part to part to part, there's 100% a prog jam element to this. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way there's not.
I know, yeah. I heard it earlier on in the album. Too. I noticed
Puppet strings. They've had better solos on the album. This is amazing, though.
I like this one. Oh, same song.
Mm-hmm. See what I mean about the proggy thing? Well, not that you... Yes! The guitar harmony double bends. Oh! Thank you, Judo. I think you're right. I think that was both guitar players doing double bends, guitar in thirds, guitar harmonizing with one another. And I think you're just hearing a whole lot of balls to the tone. Some really tasty sustain on either guitar. Oh man, this is really stepping it up for me in the album. The bass line. I love this. I'm loving this one. The transitions, the guitar harmonies, man. When we start getting into territory like this with guitar tones, I don't even know where to begin talking about like what kind of amps or guitars that they're using. Like, I know how I would try to approach that stuff with my own equipment, but as far as the equipment that they're using, I don't even know where to begin to talk about it because it's just not something I've ever tried to learn. I've described this to people before. There are people that grew up that taught themselves how to play guitar, that taught themselves how to play Metallica guitar, and other kids like myself that taught themselves how to play like Death Cab for Cutie. And those guys ended up playing totally different types of music, obviously, and making totally different types of sounds. And I definitely, you know, like I said, did not learn guitar like this. It just never crossed my mind. Yep, all of the mids, they were scooped. That's how they saved so much in the production of this album, actually. They just literally turned the knob that said mid all the way down. That's scooping the mids. That's what they mean. Coming in on the last song, Damage Inc. What do you think about it? As far as, I mean, you're not daily driver music like you said. Would you ever return to a song or like just outside of a workout context?
Song, I do remember a Metallica fan at one point told me to listen to this song, Orion. It came back to me about halfway through.
I thought the second and third kind of solo sections were really the best. That first one I felt like left a little bit of something to be desired, but I really liked that, like the thrash thing throughout this song, and getting to hear some of these really punching through, squealing leads is really, really, really nice. Even though they're totally different types of leads, you can hear the genius behind the guys, like with their solo work, like going from the scales that they do, the way they punch through and shine over the top of everything. Like, it's so easy to get lost in the mix when you play music this loud together, and that they all shine so well is awesome. Damage.
What about you?
Me.
You like it?
Right. Yeah, it's not daily driver music for me. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but some of it is. I would absolutely sit and just play this through again, but it's gonna be like in a certain context of my life. I think Master of Puppets was still by far my favorite song. Orion actually, I think, kind of wiggled its way into second there by the end of it. Damage Inc. is a brutal way to finish this album. Pure thrash. Oh, I love it. Let's go. For those of you listening to for the first time, what did you think of it? What have you thought of it so far? The swell noises here are really nice. Something very metallic about this swelling noise. He said pure thrash. We get a minute and 14 seconds of ambient guitar swells. There it is. There it is. There's the thrash you were talking about. Those are bass swells. Thank you. Bro, his voice, his aggression with the way he pushes is just so gnarly. And again, you've got that inbred, our bodies work as one, bloody but never cry submission, following our instincts, not a trend, go against the grain until the end. I like that. You've heard me say on my channel many, many, many times, go against the grain, or things go against my grain. It's kind of a southern expression. Where is Metallica from anyways? Just a random question. For whatever reason, they give me real Ohio vibes. If you had to guess, where are they from? Are you looking at the thing?
I would think that they were from
Maybe California. I don't know. Guys, who knows where they're from?
the Midwest.
They're from San Francisco.
SF.
They're from the Bay. I never would have guessed that.
Mm.
Never would have guessed that. That's heavy music for the Bay.
Mm.
I think of the Bay. When I think of the Bay, I think of like the Dead.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What do you think this song is about? Damage. Okay. The guitar tone, the double bends there. I love the transition so much. They go all over the place. You know, I do you see punk in Metallica? I can't say I see it. Maybe in a Misfits kind of adjacent way, but I feel like this is a bit. I mean, kind of just infinitely more melodic than the Misfits. Minus Danzig's voice. Damage Incorporated. I like that intro. I mean, honestly, it really does just have a super hard and fast and punch and run. I really, really enjoyed this album. Honestly, this had just a much grander depth than I'd anticipated it having. And when you walk into music the way Like, and you go into reacting. A lot of times, all you're armed with is like what you've heard of them, what you've seen of them in the past, and it's really nice to kind of see this difference in perspective. I liked hearing the guitar worked. I liked hearing all of the inner workings of the band, and it was just honestly a ton of fun to kind of see a different vibe and to see that like these albums that I've been listening to by a band called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard have clearly taken influence from this. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm glad I've got kind of a better idea at what Metallica sounds like at any rate. Guys, I literally just spent the last 2 hours of my life listening to more Metallica than I've ever listened to Metallica in my life, period.
Definitely same for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.